Hey guys, this is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. Right, I'm in the van and I've started work on doing the little conversion that I was going to do, kind of like a Mark II interior build. And most of the morning I've just basically been stripping out everything. I've taken the bed out. That all comes out in one piece, so that's preserved and that'll go back in again. I have now disassembled the kitchen unit and I'll be building a new one, but before I do any of that I've got to fit in the new heater. Now the new heater is going under the bed, and here it is, and I've sort of half put it together at the moment and I'm just doing a few little bits. Now I've cut the hole out for it. According to the instructions, this has to be sealed to the outside. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to be using some of this stuff, which is like a heat-proof sealant. The thing is, the fuel pipe, this is the fuel pipe here, it's going to be run on diesel, and the fuel pipe is going to go down out under the van, and then the actual fuel tank I've decided I'm going to build into the side of the unit, which will be accessible from the sliding door. And then I can build a surrounding box, because I'm basically going to box that in. It's going to be in its own little environment under the seat box, so it's completely sort of sealed from the living space. Right, okay, that's the end of today. I'm running out of light, so I'm going to have to quit for the day. But the most important thing is now done, and I've got the heater in, the diesel heater's in. I'll show you a few photographs right here, and as you can see I've basically plumbed it all in. I've got all the wiring, well not the wiring, but all the tubing and the piping and the exhaust and the air intake all sorted out. It's all sealed, and now I just boxed it off, and it's ready to be plugged in and primed. I've even got the fuel line literally comes across the bottom of the van and comes up here, which will be just inside the new kitchen unit. Yeah, so it all went really well. That was my main concern, just getting the heater in. All I can do now is tomorrow I'm going to put the floor lino back down again. I've got some brand new lino, and then once that's in place I can put the bed back, make sure that all fits and ties in with that. Yeah, once the bed's back, then I can start working on the kitchen unit. Now I'm going to sit down for a little while, come up with a final design, which I'll go with and work on. So I may spend an hour or two just sort of sitting down trying to iron out all the things I need to take into account when I make this new one, and then I just get cracking with it, and hopefully it'll be somewhere near slightly done, at least slightly done by tomorrow, which would be really good. So there we go, that's what we got so far, and I will see you in the morning. Right then, it's about 2 o'clock on day 2, and the bed is back in place. Oops, let's get here where you can see it. I've just put the bed back in place, and the heater box is now sort of sat under there, and that's basically where it's going to live. So anyway, I'm going to wire that all up at a later date. At the moment I just wanted it in situ so I could get on with the rest of it. Now I've basically been working on putting the new unit together. I'm using furniture board. The last builds I've been doing, I've been using the skeleton system, where I've been building a skeleton frame, but when I did that work on Dan's van, we just used furniture board, and it was just so much easier. And this has been an absolute doddle to do, and it's just been so easy. You just measure the size you want, go cut it. I'm using a standard width board, so they're edged all the way around, so everything is edged. And I'm just test fitting at the moment this worksurface, which I had specially made out of MDF, and there's a place online, it wasn't cheap, but there's a place online where you can have pieces of MDF made to measure and laminated, and I've basically got it laminated on all 3 sides, and then just left this one blank so that I can chop off to the length that I need on one end. But yeah, what we've got here is a little table that comes out, so that is now a table, and it's really sturdy as well. Obviously this thing's going to be bolted down, it's not bolted down yet, but it's a push fit as well, so if you press it locks into place. So anyway, that's what we got at the moment. It's taken, like I say, it's only really sort of taken the morning to put this together. This is the back of the gas bottle locker, and this is the obviously the where the water and the diesel is going. I may separate them, I may not. I'm not too sure, but it's not going to be an issue just to drop another down there, but I don't think I need to. This compartment, it should be fine as it is. Obviously I'm going to blank it off, and the same with this. What I'm going to have is lots of little, probably 2 maybe 3 shelves across here with a big lip on the front, so I can just stuff things in. Same goes for this. The idea is I'm not going to have a door on it, I'm just going to have a nice big lip running along here, so I can just stuff things in. And also the same goes for here. I'm just going to have shelves with a big lip on the front so I can stuff things in, and I'm not going to be bothering with doors. And I think it might not look as neat as the other one, but it's going to be much more practical and easier to live with. So that's the thinking I've got going on at the moment. Anyway, I need to get on because I've only got a few hours of light left, so I better get cracking. Right then, so it's the end of day 3 and I've now started to run out of light, so I've had to pack up, but progress has been made, and the fridge is now plumbed in and working. The sink it's just sat there at the moment, same as the work surface. It's only tacked on in a couple of places. I'm not going to properly seal it down until I've got all the plumbing in, just in case I need to lift it up again. But all of the shelves are in now, so basically got these large areas that I can just stuff things into, and a few little smaller pockets that I can just drop things into. I could just, you know, if I'm camping or whatever, I could just drop my camera or something in there. I could even fit a loaf of bread in there actually. And I've got this one here under the sink. Now at the moment I've built this little thing up. It's pressing down on there, it's gluing in place. I'm going to leave that overnight, but this is the actual lip on it. Now I have got the sink visible there, and the gubbins underneath the cooker there, and I don't know whether to just box those off, cover them in, or whether I should just leave them as they are. They're a little bit ugly, but obviously if I can see them, it's probably safer than sort of having a screen here. I mean, what I was thinking was I could put a screen, a piece of wood just up against it, glue it to the work surface, so it just, you know, hides it a little bit. I might be able to do it on the sink side, but if I screen this off, if I end up sort of putting things in here that end up pushing up under there, it's probably safer if I can actually visually see it. I don't know. I'll have another little ponder on that, another think. But the one thing to note straight away is just how much extra space I have now freed up. I've got so much more storage space than I had before. I mean, before I had a little letterbox cupboard there, a tiny little sort of cupboard there, and a little one down the bottom, and that was pretty much it. But now I've got loads and loads of storage space, all those three huge great areas, plus some little bits, and an area down there which I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with yet. I haven't quite made up my mind on that, so for now I'm just going to leave it open. So I don't know, I'm basically just going to live with that there for the time being and just see what I end up doing with it. This is the back of the water thing, and the back of the gas bottle locker there. I'll go around and show you those. So here we have the gas locker. I haven't plumbed anything in yet, it's just there. I'm going to put a seal around the door, and obviously plumb in the gas, and all the gas is going to be running is the cooker. And this side I've got the water reservoir and the diesel reservoir for the heater, which you can see that plastic pipe in there that goes under the van. I've yet to plumb in the heater. I shall do that in the next few days. Now I was debating whether or not to keep the water and the diesel together in the same thing. Now I could always slide a partition between them, but I'm going to live with it as it is for now, you know, and see how I get on. I don't think there's going to be any issue. I mean, obviously the only issue is if I put diesel in the water tank, but I'd have to be pretty darn stupid to do that. So I'm going to live with it for now, but if I feel I want to separate the two, I can slide a partition in between them, but we'll see how we get on. So there we go, that's the end of day 4, and to be honest it doesn't look like I've done a huge amount, but I've been working all day long. I've basically got everything plumbed in now, so the water system is now plumbed in, the gas system is now plumbed in. I've put doors on the water and the gas locker. They've got latches on them. The gas locker is now sealed off, and the water's got a proper latch on it. I just need to seal the inside of the gas locker. It's already got a dropout hole, and so that's all fine. I've added this little thing here, which is going to be a little control panel. I'm going to have like a USB thing on there, you know, so the USB sockets. I may even put the controller for the heater there, if I can make the wires reach. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to do that tomorrow. I'm planning on spending the whole day tomorrow. Well, hopefully it won't be the whole day, but I'm going to spend tomorrow getting the diesel heater plumbed in, and if I can do that, then it's pretty much done. You know, the only other thing I've got to do is possibly put some under or in cupboard lights in there, and I can do that at a later date, maybe have the switches for them on here as well. But the fridge is all in and working, and oh yeah, that was the other thing. I'm just putting the front, oh, there we go, here we go, just putting a front fascia on the front of the seats, and what I've done is I've got these boxes, and they're between rails. I put some little wooden rails either side of the boxes, just basically to guide them so that they fit through these holes without knocking into things. Anyway, that's all drying, that's all glued into place. I'm going to leave that drying overnight, and then hopefully that'll be fine. And I'm also going to get some edging strip to go around these raw edges, just to make them a little bit neater, and I'm going to see if I can find some of that in a moment when I go indoors. So we are on the end of day 5. It's taken a couple more days than I thought it would to get completely finished, but I think we're completely finished now. And as you can see, this is the new unit. Before I do anything, I'll show you this. Ready? There we go. I've put some lighting in it, so I've got lighty up little cupboards, which I'm quite pleased about. I literally spent about 3 hours doing that today, but I thought it would be really handy if I've got stuff at the back, I can sort of see it with no problem. Also got the heater installed, and that is running beautifully. It was very, very easy to install, very straightforward. Everything went to plan. Some of the leads that came with it were not long enough, so I just extended them, sort of praying it would work, and it worked. It was absolutely fine. So that's good. I've got the USB ports and a 12-volt cigarette lighter socket port in. These are not wired up yet. I've got a new fuse box, which I'm going to be putting in. It's going to be arriving tomorrow. I'm going to be putting it in the back there. And then I'm going to be redistributing all of the wiring I've got there. It's a bit Heath Robinson, so I'm going to sort it out a little bit, but I'm going to do that over the course of this week. But like I said, the fridge is all in, the sink is now in and working, which is good, and the same as the one at the back, that all works, so I'm very happy about that. And the seat box, much neater. I've got a front fascia on it now, and I've got these little boxes that they've got little strips of neoprene on the bottom of them, and that stops them sliding around. And so I just, if I want to pull it out, I just lift it up a little bit and pull it out, and that's fine, and it sits right back there. And there's another one back there which is in the house at the moment, full of stuff I need to sort out. And then this one obviously it's got the heater under it, and just a little bit of stuff space there if I want to put anything back there. But I'm still waiting for edging strip to arrive. That's hopefully going to be arriving this week, and also going to cover up that little gap there, which was a bit of an error on my part, and I'd run out of wood, so I had to improvise a little bit, but I don't care, it's absolutely fine. So there we go, that is it. That's the exchanged kitchen unit, and also got the new work surface, which is nice and shiny. So now all I've got to do is move in. I've got to move in the stuff that I need to take away with me when I'm camping. I'm going to be putting some of those non-slip mats down on the surfaces, just to stop things sliding around while I'm driving along. And the idea is that these cupboards are going to be used for things that I use all the time when I'm camping. These cupboards up here are ideally going to be used for things like clothes, so I don't have to keep getting things in and out of a bag. So when I'm going to go away for a weekend, I've got, you know, just a few clothes. I can just pop them straight into the cupboards, and they're nice and easy to grab when I'm getting changed. Got a little bit of extra space in there for any miscellaneous, and then anything that I want long term but I don't use very often, they're going to end up in these big boxes under the seat. And then obviously the whole seat comes out. I'm not going to do it now, to make up the full size bed. Now, one thing I'm still struggling on, and I'm throwing it open to anybody who's got any ideas, in order to stop these cushions falling down while I'm driving along, what I've done in the past is I've used a little piece of Velcro that's screwed to the wall, and I've used a piece of Velcro attached to the back here. Now, I've tried gluing it on, I've tried, you know, that self-adhesive stuff, but nothing I've used so far, that the Velcro just hasn't stuck on for very long, and it just keeps coming off. Like I say, even using things like super glue. So if you've got any ideas on how I can attach a piece of Velcro to this cloth without stitching it, I think stitching is probably the last resort, because I don't really want to get involved with that if I have to. So if you've got any ideas how I can stick a bit of Velcro onto the back of these cushions, or just stop these cushions from falling forward every time I go around the corner, because that's what they're doing at the moment, I'd be really interested to hear your ideas in the notes below. So that's it for this video. I hope it was useful, entertaining or interesting. Do obviously please leave your feedback and comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching and take care.